In this lecture, we extend the our previous lectures based upon a self-adjoint, based upon the adjoint operator to a self-adjoint operator, normal operator, and a unitary operator. So let T belongs to be a collection of the boundary linear operators from H to H, and this is called a self-adjoint if T is equal to be T star, that is the inner product of a Tx comma y is equal to be the inner product of x comma ty, or you can say that this is equal to be the inner product of t star x comma y, where t star here representing up a adjoint operator. So we have already discussed about the adjoint operator, so now we have extend that definition to a self adjoint operator. Now the first theorem here we discuss about that if t1 and t2 are two self adjoint operators over the Hilbert space H, then T1 plus T2 is a self-adjoint operator. And second one said that if T1 is a self-adjoint operator and alpha be any scalar, then alpha into T1 is also self-adjoint operator. And number three, if T is the collection of a boundary linear operators from H to H, then we have T star into T, T into T star, and T plus T star are self-adjoint operators. And similarly, if the number D is said that if T1 and T2 are self-adjoint operators, then T1 into T2 is self-adjoint if and if only T1, T2 is equal to be T2, T1. Now, first of all, we'll discuss the part 1 that the T1 and T2 are the two self-adjoint operators over the H, then T1 plus T2 is also self-adjoint. So we just consider the T1 plus T2 adjoint. And we know that the using of a property of adjoint operators, this is equal to be T1 star plus T2 star. And using up a definition, because here it is being given that T1 is the self-adjoint and T2 is a self-adjoint. So T1 star is equal to be T1 and T2 star is equal to be T2. So we get that the first result. And in the second case, we have T1 is a self-adjoint and alpha is an scalar. You know that the alpha into T1 is equal to be the alpha bar into the T1. If I go with the adjoint of there. So alpha into T1 star is equal to be the alpha conjugate into the T1 star. And T1 star is equal to be T1, we have already given that. And because here it is being given that alpha is a real scalar, then this is equal, alpha bar is equal to be alpha. So we get the second part. Now we'll discuss C part. So we have to prove that the T star into T, T into T star, and T plus T star are also self-adjoint. So here we consider the T star into T whole star is equal to be this T star into the T star star. We know that this T star star is equal to be T. So we get this is equal to be T star into T. Also, if we consider of the T into T star whole star is equal to be T star into T star, which is equal to be T star star into T star. And this T star star is equal to be T. We know that this is equal to be T into T star. So you get the results. And similarly, we have a T plus T star whole star is equal to T star plus T star star, and this T star star is equal to be T. So we get this T star plus T, all which is equal to be T plus T star. So we proved up all the results here. This T star into T is equal to be this, and this T star star is equal to be T into T star. So by using up all these conditions, we have found that these all are the self-adjoint operators by the definition satisfied. And now finally, we have to prove that the T1, T2 is self-adjoint if and only if T1, T2 are the commutative under the multiplication, you can say. T1 T2 star is equal to T2 star into T1 star by the definition of a adjoint, and it is being given that the T1 and T2 are the self adjoint. So this is equal to be T2 into T1. And similarly, if and only if the T1 T2 is equal to be T2 T1, we get the required result. This is equal to be T1 into T2, and similarly we can get the other part, and hence the result. Next result says that if T is a collection of all the bounded linear operators from H to H such that for all x and y belongs to be H, the inner product of a Tx y is equal to be 0. That is, you can say that T equals to a 0 operator, and conversely. So for a 0 operator, we always have the inner product of a theta x comma y is equal to be the inner product of a 0 comma y, which is equal to be 0. We get the result. So conversely, for all x y belongs to be H, let the inner product of a Tx comma y is equal to 0. So let x be fixed in a Hilbert space. So consider the inner product of our Tx comma y is equal to be 0 for all y belongs to be H. So that means Tx is equal to be 0 in a H. So let x be a free now, and we see that the Tx is equal to be 0 for x belongs to be H, showing that T is a 0 operator. So further, the result will be obtained from this. So let H be a complex Hilbert space, or the field we have taken up here is a complex. So and T is a collection of a boundary linear operators from H to onto itself, such that for all x belongs to be H, inner product of a Tx comma x is equal to be 0. So then T equals to the 0 operator. So now the proof of this. So suppose that the x and y belongs to be a Hilbert space H and alpha, beta, be two scales. And then we have a 0 is equal to be the inner product of a T of a, because we have given that the T of a x comma x is equal to be 0 for all x belongs to be H. And we have taken up the alpha x plus beta y belongs to be H. So why the inner product of a T of a alpha x plus beta y comma alpha x plus beta y is equal to be 0. And it has been given that the T is a collection of a boundary linear operators belongs to that. So this is equal to be alpha times Tx plus beta times Ty. And using up a property of an inner product space, this is equal to be alpha into the alpha bar inner product of a Tx comma x. Similarly, plus alpha into the beta bar inner product of a Tx comma y, plus beta into the alpha bar inner product of a Ty comma x, plus beta into beta bar inner product of a Ty comma y. And already it is being given that the inner product of a Tx comma x is equal to be 0. So we can say that here for all x belongs to be H, so we can say that this part vanishes up and this part vanishes up. So we left only with these two parts. So 0 is equal to be the alpha into beta bar into inner product of a Tx comma y plus beta into the alpha bar into inner product of a Ty comma x. So now take alpha is equal to be 1 and beta is equal to be 1. In that case, this part is equal to be 0. And then choose alpha is equal to be iota and beta is equal to be 1. So we found that this can be equal to be iota Tx comma y minus iota and the product of Ty comma x is equal to be 0. So we found that here this minus this is equal to be 0. So by adding these two equations, we found that T inner product of Tx comma y is equal to be 0. Now, using up a previous result, if the inner product of Tx comma y is equal to 0, we have a T is equal to 0. So now further, let T be in a collection of a boundary linear operators from H to H, where H is a Hilbert space. Then for all x belongs to be H, inner product of a Tx comma x is a real if T is a self-adjoint operator. Further, if T is we have T is a self-adjoint if H is a complex and the inner product of a Tx comma x is a real. First case, if T is a self-adjoint operator, then we know that using up a definition of a self-adjoint, T is equal to T star. So we have taken up the conjugate of an inner product of a Tx comma x, which is equal to be x comma Tx, and which is equal to be T star x comma x. So it is equal to be Tx comma x. So we found that this conjugate is equal to be again same. So hence this inner product of a Tx comma x is a real. We know that this property out. And further, if H is a complex and this is a real, then T is a self-adjoint. So we have an inner product of Tx comma x is equal to be the conjugate of this because this is a real. So which is equal to be the inner product of x comma T star. And using up here again the because we have taken up a conjugate and using up a property of an inner product, this is equal to be the inner product of a Tx star T star x comma x, and we found that here T is equal to be T star. So T is a self-adjoint. Now further theorem will tell us about the convergence out there. So let Tn be a sequence of bounded self-adjoint operators Tn from H to H, and suppose that the sequence Tn converges. So then the limit operator T is a bounded self-adjoint linear operator on H. So we found that where the sequence of a bounded linear operators is being converging, that limit operator, that operator is a self-adjoint boundary linear operator. So we have to show that this T star is equal to be T basically. So consider that the norm of a Tn star minus T star, which is equal to be the by the definition of the self by definition of the adjoint we have this is equal to be norm of a Tn minus T star. And again we know that the norm of a T star is equal to be T, so we have this is equal to be norm of a Tn minus T. So now consider upon norm of a T minus T star, and using of a triangle inequality, this is less than equal to be norm of a T minus Tn plus norm of a Tn minus Tn star plus norm of a Tn star minus T star. And already we have here the formation is there that Tn converges to be T star. You have a Tn converges to be T, and further it is being given that the sequence Tn be a bounded sequence of a self-adjoint operators. So it means that the Tn star is equal to be Tn. So it means that this is same. Tn star is equal to be Tn, and this Tn star is equal to be Tn, and T star is equal to be the T. Clear? So now using up this, so this becomes equal to be a 2 times norm of Tn minus T, and that is already being given that the Tn converges to be T, so this converges to be 0. So hence T star is equal to be T. So that is the T is a self-adjoint. So now discuss the definition of a normal operator. So let H be Hilbert space and T be a boundary belongs to be a collection of a boundary linear operators from H onto itself, and T star be the adjoint of a T. Then T is said to be normal if T into T star is equal to be T star into T. So for it is from this definition it is very clear that every self-adjoint operator is a normal. So every self-adjoint operator is a normal. So from the fact that T star star is equal to be T, we can say that if T is a normal, then its adjoint is also normal. That is T star is also normal. Now further we discuss the definition of a unitary operator. So a bounded linear operator from H to H is said to be unitary if it satisfies the condition that a T into T star is equal to be T star into T is equal to be I, where I is the identity operator on the H. So from this definition, it's very clear that this T is injective if T is a unitary. And also, if T is a unitary, then T is a surjective. It means that the T is a bijective mapping. You can say that if T is a unitary, then T is injective. That is, if Tx1 is equal to be Tx2 for every x1, x2 belongs to be a Hilbert space H, then T star into Tx1 is equal to be T star Tx2. And since it is being given that the T into T star is equal to be T star into T is equal to be identity, we can say that here x1 is equal to be x2. So we can found that is a injective mapping. Also, if T is a unitary, then T is a surjective, because if Y belongs to be a H, then T into T star Y is equal to be T into T star into Y, which is equal to be again I into Y, which is equal to be Y. So it is a surjective. So it follows that unitary operator on a H are precisely those operators whose inverse are equal to their adjoints. So first of all, we can say that the unitary operators, in the case of unitary operators, it is a bijective, so that inverse is being existing up. So and we can say that unitary operators on a H are precisely those operators whose inverses are equal to their adjoints. That is, the T inverse is equal to be T star. And every self-adjoint operator is a normal. Also, it is clear from this definition that unitary operator is also normal. So, but a normal operator need not be a self-adjoint or a unitary. For example, we have, if we consider the identity operator from H to H and T defined as a 2 iota into the I, then T star, the adjoint of a T operator, which is equal to be the adjoint of a 2 iota into the I, and this is now the alpha, this is equal to be alpha bar, and alpha bar is equal to be a bar of iota is equal to be minus iota, which is equal to minus 2 iota into the I, and the adjoint of a I is equal to bi. So we can say that here the T, and this is the T star. So here we found that T star is not equal to be T. But if we go with the T inverse is equal to be minus 1 by 2 iota into the I. So we found that the T into T star is equal to be T star into T is equal to be 4 iota. But T star is not equal to be T. And also T star is not equal to be T inverse. So T is normal, which is neither a self-adjoint nor a unitary. So further we have let H be a Hilbert space and T be a from mapping from H to H be unitary, then T is a isometry. That is the inner product of a Tx and X is equal to the inner product of a X comma X, or the norm of a Tx is equal to the norm of Ax. So for all X belongs to be H, we get the norm of a Tx square is equal to be the inner product of a Tx comma X, which is equal to be the X comma T star Tx. And because T is a unitary, so this is a T star and T is equal to be I. So we get the inner product of X comma X, which is equal to be norm of X square. So hence the norm of a Tx is equal to be norm of a X. So further, a bounded linear operator T on a Hilbert space H into itself is unitary if and only if T is a isometrically isomorphism of H onto itself. So suppose that T is isometric and onto. So here the isometry implies that injectivity, so it is bijective. So hence T inverse exists and norm of a Tx is equal to be norm of Ax. So consider the inner product of a T star into T x comma x, which is equal to be inner product of a Tx comma Tx, which is equal to be the inner product of a x comma x because of the isometry we have. So this means that we have rewritten up these two inner products, the first one and the last one. So we can say that T star into Tx This is like identity into x is equal to into this is the inner product of identity into x comma x. This can be written as a t star into t minus I x comma x. So it implies that which is equal to be 0 vector. So this is equal to be t star t minus I is equal to be 0. So we can say that t star t is equal to be I. So similarly on the other lines we can say that the t into t star is equal to be I. Hence t is a unitary. So now we have to prove the converse part. If t is a unitary, then we know that t is a injective and surjective. And t star is equal to be t inverse. Also t into t star is equal to be I. So for all x belongs to h, we get the inner product of a tx comma tx is equal to be x comma t star into t comma into x. So we know that the t star into t is equal to be I because t is a unitary. So hence we have an inner product of tx comma tx is equal to be inner product of x comma x. So t is an isomorphism of h onto itself. So thank you.